On episode 263 of He Said, She Said movie reviews, we take a look at the movie Argyle. Welcome to He Said, She Said movie reviews. This is the podcast where a happily married couple with similar but different movie tastes take a quick, spoiler-free look at the movies, helping you make the right decision before your next movie. I'm your host, Tim.
And I'm April.
So we just got back from seeing the movie Argyle. What do you give this one, April?
Oh, I'd have to give it about half of our star system.
Which would be what?
2.5, right?
2.5 stars. Okay. For me, it's a 3-star movie. We'll tell you all about it right after these 2 trailers. So we saw 2 trailers before this movie. The first one was Godzilla vs. Kong, The New Empire. This is about 2 ancient titans, Godzilla and Kong, who clash in an epic battle as humans unravel their intertwined origins and connections to Skull Island mysteries. This has a release date of March 29th of 2024, and it stars Rebecca Hall, Dan Stevens, and Jeremy Slater. And if you saw Monarch on Apple TV, I believe it was, they kind of like almost did at the end of Monarch, the lead into this movie. So,
good point with that. Absolutely.
All right, so the next trailer was one of your favorites. You can't wait for it, right?
Oh, Kung Fu Panda. Isn't this like the 10th one? Is it?
Yes.
Okay. After Po is tapped to become the spiritual leader of the Valley of Peace, he needs to find and train a new dragon warrior, while a wicked sorceress plans to resummon all the master villains, whom Po has vanquished to the spirit realm. The release date is March 8th, 2024, starring Jack Black, Awkwafina, and Viola Davis, who I love all those folks.
But thank God we will not have to see the trailers in a few more days.
Exactly. They've been everywhere.
Okay, so Argyle, you gave this 2.5 stars. You want to go over the storyline?
The storyline is fairly straightforward. It's a reclusive author who writes espionage novels about a secret agent and a global spy who realizes the plot of the new book she's writing and starts to mirror real-world events in real time. Okay, that's basically the storyline.
The genre is action and thriller, and it's directed by Matthew Vaughn, who's known for Kick-Ass, which is one of my favorite movies, X-Men First Class, and The Kingsman, The Secret Service. And the writer was Jason Fuchs, who's known for Wonder Woman, Pan and Ice Age Continental Drift.
Right.
A lot of great things here going with the writer, the director.
Yeah.
You want to go through the cast real quickly?
I mean, if you don't know it already, I will. It's Bryce Dallas Howard. She's amazing. Henry Cavill, Sam Rockwell. You've got Bryan Cranston, Catherine O'Hara, John Cena, Samuel Jackson, one of my favorites, and Jason Fuchs.
The writer, who was actually was the narrator in the movie. So
it was the runtime I had an issue with. 139 minutes. It was rated PG-13 for strong violence and action and some strong language.
One of the things we always start with when we review a movie is what the theme and tone. Honestly, I couldn't come up with a theme for this movie. I mean, the tone was lighthearted, but it virtually no theme. I mean, I couldn't figure out. I mean, this has a great pedigree, great
Absolutely.
writer, great director, great cast.
And the chemistry was there, definitely, between her and Sam Rockwell. I mean, I love Bryce. She's hilarious, her character.
So before we dive into each of the little categories here real quickly, what was it exactly that made you give it only 2.5 stars?
First of all, it was too much. Everything was too much. Every scene was too much. Every turn was too much. I couldn't follow it. I mean, what is this movie about? that keeps you sitting there for 139 minutes. I may have liked the chemistry. She's hilarious, but her little cat she takes everywhere, that cracked me up. But honestly, this was a disappointment for me.
I'll agree with you on some of the things you said there, because I think this movie had a really, really difficult time of finding itself. It didn't know whether it was a spy movie, a comedy, a musical.
Right.
I mean, there's literally a dance scene in this movie. Anyway, so what did you think of the acting?
Okay, I thought the acting was fine, but when you haven't written something that makes sense, it's hard on the characters. The direction could have been better. The scenes were too long.
Well, yeah, that's exactly what you were just saying.
But I like the score.
Yeah. One of the places where I think this movie really shined, and this goes back to the production design and cinematography, it was almost a pretty movie.
Yes.
I mean, the colors, and like I said, the dancing. There was two choreographed violent scenes that were more like dance scenes than, well, actually there was three if you count the opening scene too. There was a dance scene.
It's so weird to say this, but you're right. It was a beautifully shot movie.
It was pretty.
Yeah.
And I think that's the best thing it had going for it. The special effects, a lot of top-notch action, fighting in car chases. I mean, you have a huge car chase in the opening scene, too.
But the production design, again, it went with the cinematography. It shined. The production design was great.
Editing, normal, nothing special there. Pace, this is where you got it, right? The pace could have been, the movie could have been a lot shorter.
Yeah.
Like you said, I think some of the scenes were way too long.
And the dialogue wasn't there.
Yeah, there was nothing memorable. Story arc, the movie wasn't satisfying at all. I mean, but we can't spoil the movie for you.
No, we can't. And there was so much press, and everyone's like, oh, y'all have to go. And the people that we know that have reviewed a long time, a lot of them loved it. I mean, for us, oh well. Yeah,
to me, this is a movie that you can definitely wait to see it at home.
Well, yeah.
So
there you go.
So that's Argyle.
That's
April
it.
gives it 2.5 stars, and I give it 3.
And we thank y'all. We've heard from so many of you. I say Happy New Year when we're almost heading to the end of the first quarter. But we appreciate hearing from all of you, and just keep going to the movies and enjoying yourselves. And we got to make it through the writer's strike, the delay of a lot of things. Yes. But it's a chance for you to get caught up on streaming.
There you go. Thank you so much. We really appreciate y'all. And if you haven't already done so, please tell a friend about the podcast. We appreciate you, and see you at the movies.
See you at the movies.